so you can, you know,
Is it the transparency channel?
Yeah, this will go to yeah, the one streaming key that's here is for transparency.
Cool.
And I put it here because I think everybody should have the ability. I did more to Discord, but I should show that in community meeting. We locked down pretty hard. We are now a community server. Our requirements showed up. We have a welcome screen with a little riddle. Ooh. All right. And what we'll do new for dev meeting is, so this is still, I did crunch through like ordering some of these issues, but we'll do more. I want to make a change in that what we will do is from now on clear the new issues tab and plan our sprints better. And then I think on Sunday we should plan the sprints, and on Wednesday we should evaluate how it's going and if we need help with anything, so we can have better targets. And we should probably not take on as much as we did before. Also, everything should really be wrapped in an epic. If it's not in an epic, I don't know, we should probably, yeah. So it should, everything from new issues should be gone. Everything from to do should have somebody assigned, and everything in progress should be cleared by Sunday, always. Otherwise, it's not part of the sprint, or we failed the sprint, or we did not, you know, manage it in a good way. So we had too many tasks scheduled. Is that?
Kai.
Yep.
Can you go over that again, just so I can write it down? I missed that. So everything.
I did put it in a notes.
Oh, it is okay.
Let me go to the notes quickly.
In the agenda, is it?
That's one of the problems I have. Like while doing this meeting, I have a hard time filling the notes I discovered. But what I did was I changed the header. So I expanded on issue cleaning. So we should process new issues. We should look at what's in progress and determine why it's still in progress. Like in progress, issues should be dealt with very soon. They should go to in progress, worked on, and then go to review. If something is stuck in progress, yeah, we need to work on that issue. Maybe define it new or subdivide it, make an epic out of it, something like that. It's a clear sign that it's too big for in progress.
I couldn't agree more. I think that's really powerful.
And yeah, Griff, I'm sorry for missing so many CS dev meetings, but please, if you can tell me when the next one is, because you said you had such a good workflow there, I would like to take part and port this workflow to our dev meetings as well, so we can have better sprint meetings.
I don't know that flow is so great. It's okay. The CSD dev. I think I think what you're doing is pretty good. I would just say if you want to get some consulting on that, or we have Tamara, different, not Tamara. That's your partner, but Tamara.
Cool.
She's amazing. She's like a professional program manager, like from like regular world places, and has been doing this for so long. And she just gets it. So like we could try to standardize with what we're doing if you want, but it kind of already is ZenHub and trying to
but that I'm sure I can learn a lot from her just by watching how she goes through the, and what we should come up with is this program, like really this static agenda. It should always be the same agenda for the Sundays and the Wednesdays, and it should be different. And yeah. Let's dive into the actual stuff.
Yeah, well, I think James had some questions, some thoughts there.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was like when you said what is what, I kind of was distracted, I guess, and I would love for that to be written down so I could read it or something. So I mean, you said something like, I think in progress should be finished soon. You said new issues, or in progress should have someone's name on it. You said a sequence of things there which were very interesting to me, but it would be great to go to look at what you said.
I think what you said, what you meant was that I think if something stays in progress too long, it's a sign that this issue is defined wrongly. Like it might be too much, or something might not be included, or because something in progress should be in progress for a few days and then done. If it stays in progress, something might be wrong. That's the only point I really expanded upon. Okay. And I do want to write like a longer thing so we have this standardized, but it's just started. So I have basically this one sentence that is our agenda right now.
Okay.
So because I said we would start with the new issues, we should start with the new issues. One thing is like that's also something I wanted to expand upon. Camilo is I did wrongly last time on Camilo. I'm very sorry, Matteo. You even pointed it out on the when we did the contributions for November. I don't know. I put a very low number for Camilo, which was wrong, but because the problem was that he did all the work for Fiat and that didn't make it into the bill. So I kind of forgot that he did that, which was very wrong. So I wanted to ask if there is any, like, can we reward Camilo better, or is there something we can incentivize him for coming to our meetings and maybe diving into the backend once again to polish up for launch? Because that's why I'm starting with him, is I see some impact graph issues and they're all assigned to him.
Yeah, basically everything that I wanted to do in the backend, I asked him first if he was available to do it. So then I would assign him, and most of it is like that. So he works on it when he has free time. But I will ask him, maybe he can join on Sunday and talk about it. About the incentivization, I could say that, I don't know, maybe like a bounty, or I'm not sure. What do you think about that?
Well, it's like I would like to hear from him if that's because when people show up very sporadically, we are not rewarding them correctly, and they might not say anything. But I think you're friends, so and he's very quiet in these meetings. I can also do that, but
yeah, he's like that. That's why I act always like an intermediary because he just codes. He just doesn't care about much planning, and he just tell me what to do and I'll do it.
That's fine. I really want him to be happy though, because he did do a lot. Sadly, we cannot use yet much of that work, but I'm sure it will be used at some point.
Yeah.
So
I could also look at these tickets if you want. Like, I don't know how to do that. Like, is he in progress with some of the stuff, or are we waiting on him to do things? Or
let's start with the first one. You actually created that. And
right.
That's a good one you could do right away. I think it would be nice for Camilo. Like, I think Camilo has maybe everything that goes into white labeling, or that is really the structure of the database, is anyway better handled with you, because you want to use this for other stuff as well. So you should be in the know anyway.
Right.
It's not too much for you to do.
Yeah. I mean,
all right.
So for this, yeah, okay. Let me look at that basically.
All right. So I'll put this to do. I think this is done, or it's not done. When donating everyone, Did we have that yet? Because you made the toast, I saw, so I don't know which messages you included. That is not enough funds.
No, I don't control that in the flow, but maybe I can find a way to check on that, because that message is from onboarding the library. So maybe I can customize that, but as it's shown right now, it's just default UX from onboarding JS. What I did was every alert that I found in the project, I changed it to a toast, and I built a toast hook that is really cool that you just call it through use toast, and use it if you want to make it a warn, an alert, or something just informative. You do it really easy. You can check it in the code. I based the design on the one that Marco did a long time ago.
It's very cool. All right, I will move this. My little clarifier here. I will move this to the backlog or the icebox. I'll move it to the icebox for now. Yeah, I created also a new epic that's a bit weird. I don't like it like this, but we have so many issues without an epic that were concerning the MVP release that I made an MVP launch epic. We have these like, yeah, we should, this is something like we have this issue template now. I'm not sure it helps really. There is more that should be done when creating a new issue, but I think that should also be, I don't know when to do this, maybe when Dani is around. Yeah, I just noticed when Dani makes a new issue, usually she doesn't add it to an epic. Griff also, you can, like, if you make a new issue, that's cool. Like, if you don't find an epic, it's always okay. But it's also a good thing if there is no epic that's fitting it, and you can think of like, oh, there are more issues that can be grouped like this, can straight away make an epic as well.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like so let me just take a break and say first a couple things. That issue template, that's just a copy of something that we use, and I think a lot of the times all you need is the title, especially if you're going to solve that issue yourself. Please do not waste time documenting answering any of those questions. If it's just, just like GitHub serves us, we don't serve GitHub. So like, just don't feel too obligated to fill out all of that crap. If you know that you're going to do it, and then, yeah, I mean, it can just be blank, right? Like the title is by far the most important piece.
Yeah.
And then as far as the epics go, I think epics, the way that we use epics is for issues that are really large and need to be broken up either because of time or because of different people will tackle different pieces of it. So, and then for what we do for like prioritization is we use milestones. So epics are for, at least in our structure, epics are for breaking up issues into smaller issues, so that they can either be split up in time or by people. And then milestones are the things that have a date attached to them. And so then you can create milestones, and you can add things to a milestone. You can say a date that this milestone has to be done by, and you can then filter by the milestone, and you can see where they are in progress, and some things, some epics, maybe parts of the epic will be in one milestone, but parts of it will be in another milestone.
It's true.
Sorry for that.
That's cool. Categories. So I had a look at categories, and let me see if my local host is still running. I did add those SDG. Wait, actually, let me. Hugenduben. I do that as like a fun. That's like a fun German. Hugenduben. Yeah, it's like it reminds me of American people trying to come up with a German word. Hugenduben.
That's not a German word? Sounds German to me.
I know. All right. So I made this, and I think it's quite okay.
Nice.
Because like, I don't know, these are the SDGs. And, you know, immediately you spot that one thing is they're very oriented towards action. And there's all kinds of stuff that could come as a benefit from using those. Also, like in the end, the United Nations could list Giveth campaigns in there because they do list actions. Well, this is the official thing. We said we would review, and after review, put them on the backend. That's why I'm going here, because we have reflect categories in backend. If we look at how does it look, we have a name and a value, and the value is unfortunately also the what's displayed. That's what breaks at the moment. And that's why I wanted to talk a little about this, because we have to come up with some. If we say this is fine, we want it like this, then we should add another property to this object, which is the tag, I guess, or we go with the name. Because if I create this project now, you will see. You will see this happens. So this is why we should, but maybe we just change this, like these tags, to something. So these are also connected.
Is this a shape to success? I would like to look at this one, mostly because like these categories should come from the database, I would say.
The category database is available right now in the database. It was implemented.
Right. But it looks like they're hard-coded in the front end, right?
Yeah, till now it was hard-coded by the front end. As far as I know, I implemented in the way that it creates a category if it's not exists in the database. So maybe it's not a good decision. But whenever you ask to create a My project with these categories, database will use the previous one if it exists. If not, create a new category in the database.
Okay. Cool. I'm happy to have a look at it and assess it anyway.
Okay. In the same issue, can go here, which was connected. Oh yeah, we don't need that. So this is prepare list of categories. I will close this one. And see, this is our problem. Like we jump from this to that to that. The issue list still needs more work to allow like really good working with this. This is also something I would like James to do while you're on stuff. I added this newly a few hours ago. We talked about this before, but we should have a Giveth campaign as default on the back end. When we drop the feed, there should be a Giveth campaign created after, like when initializing the database. The first project, or like there should always be one project sitting inside when we clean everything, and that should be Giveth. Also because we need that route for donations. Like we have a footer link that goes to, that should like go to the campaign, the Giveth campaign, so you can donate there. But it can not go there if it's not in the backend, of course. Can you take this one as well, James?
Yeah, I can definitely take that one. So it's to add a seed, to add a project and an organization, or what? I mean, it looks to me like a project, right? When you say campaign.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, that's still the old lingo.
I get it. If campaign is a project, right?
Yeah. That's just we use campaigns as an element, like, or as a division element in Giveth better. And what the only thing is, which we can probably solve right now, is what address should it point to? Like, what address do we want, Griff? Revolution.eth still?
Yeah, I mean that's the Giveth multi-sig. It's a fine address. You mean for what address do we use for our own?
To receive donations, yeah.
I guess we have a new DAO. We could use that address. I don't know. I definitely I'm kind of becoming more biased towards just donating to an account.
Okay.
Revolution.eth is a multi-sig, but like having just an account. I was talking to James about this actually, just like, because what if someone sends XDAI to it, in the eventual future? But I mean, for now, we could just use Revolution.eth or the Giveth 2 DAO. Probably the Giveth 2 DAO. I would just ask Willie. Wherever Willie wants it to go.
I think Kai got frozen.
Yeah, we lost Kai. Oh, there he is.
And it's gone.
I'm back. All right.
I would ask Willie, Kai.
So what? Should
ask Willie ask Willie where he wants it to go.
Okay, good. But James said he could create it's so, my internet is so slow. I hate it.
You're moving soon, or is this the new house?
No. Yeah, I'm moving, guys. So that's also coming. All right.
I want to know how James got such good internet in a Germanic country. It seems like they all just.
It's Berlin. It's just Vienna has these old houses. I mean, Berlin has old houses too, but yeah.
Berlin's internet sucks.
It does.
I'd say half the people I talk to in Berlin just have shit internet.
Yeah, it depends on the company. We did a lot of research. We asked around our house, actually, basically. There's like maybe 50 people living here and asked everybody what they use.
Good job, man. Good job.
Yo.
All right. This is kind of, I would do that myself, so I'm just writing here so I don't. This is for moving the deployment to Giveth.io. All right. This is the backlog. Non-deliverables, that's a good one, and this is something I really would like. We should reflect that maybe in planning as well. It's something I would like.
Kai, you are not sharing your screen.
Oh yeah. Thank you. Yeah. So it's so much apparent that we're missing a comms person. I don't know what to do with this kind of issue on the, to be honest, on the Giveth deb. So I will just close this. No, not like this, but so just to clear something off here. Were you able to resolve this one, Griff? Do you know?
Probably not.
No?
Let me see. What is it? In Brave Torsos. No. I mean, I just made the issue.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah, I made a research around it, and you have manually to set up the cookies in your browser. Otherwise, it wouldn't work because
Yeah. I mean, that's the solution. You have to click this little Brave guy, and then take shields down. And so everyone who uses Brave will have to do that. And unfortunately, I think that's going to be a decent chunk of our initial user base.
Okay.
I also noticed that I was checking out Forti's documentation, and they mentioned this as well. You can use Brave, but you have to disable all the cookie security settings that they have by default. So maybe we can make I don't know, a notice on that if you're using Brave. I guess we can check if the user is using that browser and give it an alert. If you are
Yeah, the problem is,
Mhm.
I think the problem is that Brave is using Chromium, so it will just detect as Chromium. Maybe they changed it in the meantime, and they used to have their own browser flag, which was very convenient, but now you can basically say Chromium or no Chromium, and you know how it is, like most of Chromium works. Yeah. So I think it's fine to mention this in the FAQ.
Mm-hmm.
Or actually, like, that reminds me, and it's a good one, we should have a troubleshooting section in the docs. So let's do it like this. FAQ. So, and also I think, like, I see you breezing, I also wanted to announce this. I see you breezing through the front end issues, Matteo. I think at this point it's better I stop completely doing that and focus on reviewing your guys' code, supporting you guys if you need something, doing these developer meetings, make sure that we have better sprints, and no, great, I forgot something. The biggest one. Yeah, right, documentation. That's what I wanted to say. So I will focus more on the structure of the docs, on filling the docs.
Okay.
I think that's because realistically, I'm doing little changes here and there, but you're more faster than me anyway. So I hope that's okay for you. And also, as a benefit, you know exactly what's happening. So as long as you are very active on the project, this is a good solution. And I of course I can help if you do big things like going to next or whatever, or after MVP, but
yeah,
for now I'll focus more on the management stuff. So this is to do. Oh, I lost it now. Great. Assign myself. Yeah, I wanted to do this, but actually this was a bit, I was right around doing this and then I stopped. One thing about this is that it should be very different for how we also should have meta tags on the project. I haven't looked into the project's template yet, but I'm almost sure we don't have anything, right, Matteo?
No.
Or did we? Okay. This is for our main site. So this is a different, this is not, like, I was talking of a different issue. We should make an issue for the project meta as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I think Willie just meant for us to expand on this. So I can still do this, but we need another one for the projects. All right. So this is. I think this is not very high priority, but it's
cool to have, yeah.
Yes, I think we should still try to have this for MVP.
Maybe it shouldn't be that complicated, so I will give it a look.
Please do. I think I did solve this, but like Amin just did this for Giveth 1. Did you solve it over there? Amin? Yeah.
Yeah, I made it. I hope the Circle CI stuff works for our staging server. About the other server you have set up, I didn't put anything in Circle CI. You want to the same push in the master branch deploy on both servers?
Oh yeah, that's a different topic, but yeah, I would like to do that. And maybe we can go after this call. If it's late for you, it doesn't have to be right now after, but we should look at this together. There's also one other thing I want to look at, but we should have a circle session, a little one.
Sorry, so what was this question?
The other one is, no, just one thing is to deploy to both. Backends, and if we push on master, and the other thing is a different issue, but we don't have to talk about it here.
Okay.
Yeah, this is also an interesting one. I think we should do it like Willie suggests here. It's he says to put get rid of, like, now currently you click select location and you get the map, and he said let's get rid of that and just have the map display and get rid of the
it should be
pop-up. Yeah.
Now that I see that, I think that I missed that on the edition of the bread, you cannot change your location. So I think I have to do that as well.
What did you say you missed?
The edition of the location. That same map is not in the edit project.
Yeah. I will edit here so you don't forget.
Okay.
All right. This looks interesting. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was what we discussed, I think, last week. I haven't jumped into much research, but I am confident that it will be fine using Freebox. It's not that hard.
Yeah, let's try with 3 books. I will add this to an. Yeah, no, there's no epic. All right.
And also wait for Marco to come back from his holiday so he can help me with the view of the public profile for the user. Yeah.
True. So we should say that. Didn't I put it to no? Where did I put it? Icebox. now it's gone. There's so much here. There it is. It has the. I'm not sure about these, like why these UI UX labels are everywhere now. You always need UI. But what is needed is design needed was the one I wanted here. Yeah, I'll get rid of these quietly. All right. Add terms of service. That's an interesting one. Griff, you were not here. We talked about this 1 week ago. I wonder what your, like, we should probably have terms of service now that we have 501c3. And we talked about different ways. Like there is this gradient of things we can do. Like I really like what you did on CStack, but that's probably not needed in that strictness. But we should probably have just a link, right? A link with a site that has some terms of service. Willie looked into this and he did one already. And yeah, we should probably I'll read this and think about it. In any case, at MVP, it's kind of like it's one of the blockers. We should have a terms page for launch. And I think we can even take this in steps. So we could start with a page and then expand to different things. Or what you think is because we don't have a lawyer per se. There's nobody telling us, hey, in order for this donation to be, or is this something that SDG Impact Fund advises us on or can advise on?
I mean, I think that we have that legal entity for sure. I'm not 100% sure that this app is like controlled by the legal entity, you know, like I don't know where these fuzzy lines are, but if we want a terms and service, like just copy Gitcoins or find some group that has terms of service, Control F and replace for Giveth. And call it good, and then we can, it's kind of an 80-20 effort, right?
Yeah. Yeah, let's just use that one. I like that. This even says, oh my god, this is even too crazy. Everybody hates that fucking topic. Thank you, Willie. So let's give Willie assigned.
Willie,
and yeah, so we should make this a big discussion at when Willie is here the next time. All right. Update hover states. That's a nice one. I think that's not in there yet.
No.
It's a bit boring, I would say, but let's go with Marco's suggestion. I think fine-tuning of animations can be, it's good to have something, and then we can always use Spring or whatever if we wanted to move it. You have a big to-do, my friend. If you feel like something should be split off, if you need more contributors, something, we can try to help you.
Maybe
and find somebody.
now that I'm thinking about if every button still has the label using the theme UI variant, it should be easy. Really, really to the point.
Yeah.
Like, just change the hover and go.
Yes, we should change this in theme UI directly and see if it's consistent. That's one of the problems with theme UI. We have then need to after that check the consistency throughout the page.
Yeah.
But yeah, it should be very quick. So this is a new epic. This is just for let's look at it again. This is just a collect all. So there are 40. For me, there are 48 issues open until we arrive at MVP. But many of those are bugs. Many of them wait to be closed. So it's not. It's just looking crazy. And this is in progress as well. No progress. All right, and that is a new one. So, all right, so new issues are cleared. If we have new issues now, they will arrive here, and we will look at them at the next dev meeting.
Okay.
We still have 13 minutes. So let's look. Yes?
I have a quick question just regarding the database seeds to add the default first project as Giveth. Is there a description and title somewhere? Like in the issue, it says for create description text, choose eth address, use the DAO address. Like,
yes.
So should I talk to Willie about this, or?
I think in order to move fast, I would love if you just took some text.
From Giveth one, maybe?
This is not bad. This is like from beta. Then we had a Giveth campaign. I can't remember if we had meaningful text there. The wiki is always good for template text. I mean, we can always change it, right? So the most important thing is for it to be there. Let's say what we have here. Yeah. We have, oh yeah, we have this one. So this is okay for now, I guess. Like,
okay.
Yeah.
I'll figure it out then.
I can post these here. Come here. Na, Schätze, ich wollte zum Arbeiten. Warte, nein! She tries to get my headphones. And this campaign. If you need more help, like you can ping me on this. You can also ask Willie, of course, but I think content should never be blocking at least the creation of things.
Okay.
All right. Let's look at in progress. All right. Okay, MVP launch in progress. So one thing that's good is, and that's also why I wanted to make epics. We can show, for example, show all issues not in an epic, and this would give us here. So actually these I would still like to group into an epic, because if you do that, you can do this, show all epics and hide subtasks.
Nice.
And then it gets, a bit more, yeah. So this is how we will go in the future. Go first here so we can assign them to epics, then look at the epics and tackle the epics one by one. All right. I saw there was a lot of stuff that probably needs review from you, Matteo. So the loader is here now. We said we would just push things to done if nobody said, "Hey, this is really bad." So let's go here, and so everybody can see. Sign out. Sign in. So this is it. Oh, you did it. Reviewed. Done. Standardizing dev practices. We that was one thing you also wanted to. This is something that you said that we should work on, James. Well, we have it, and the question is how we should expand on it. I want to close it. We have dev guidelines here.
Yeah, I did add stuff there, and I guess
nice.
it's I did, and I think it's something that we should all add on an ongoing basis. Just add to it, basically.
That would be perfect. It's so easy. You go here, edit this page, takes you straight to GitHub to edit it. Ta-da! So I will close this issue. All right, the playroom is getting active again. So this is also because we never did this in the past like this. It takes a bit longer, and we didn't clear as much. This is also, I think, we are kind of like we arrived at just doing everything on the client, and it seems to work. I didn't really go into details when reviewing because it's beyond my knowledge, but it looks like it works. What do you say, Matteo? For the everything is working now. Like all the routes are working on the project.
If we are going to migrate to Next after MVP, that will be something there. I'm not sure if it's worth it to keep pushing it in here. It's working as it is, I guess.
So you're not happy, but it's working.
I'm not happy with the way that got. I mean, I'm not sure how else I can make it. It's working on local, but Netlify. I'm not sure if it's an issue of Netlify or Gatsby, but either way, I'm having trouble, and I've spent way too many time on that. So much time.
I mean, if it's working, and if it's working for now, like, I mean, let's not do any more on it, and then just address it with the migration, right? Like, maybe we can put an icebox or something.
Because the migration, I know for sure it will work instantly. So for now, here it is as a client-side render. The server-side render is not. In Next, we can use the static side generator.
Yeah. I mean, it's all better than not rendering. There is one thing where, like, we always talk about it. We should make a decision as well at some point. We really need to know if we want to do a recode of this thing or not. The best point is right after we are done with MVP and things are like running smoothly and get a bit quiet. Maybe if we arrive at that point, we should immediately do a rework of this.
I agree.
Yeah, sounds good.
And but yeah, so but like I guess we cannot agree because we would like to do it, but from a project standpoint, it's a few weeks of work that is, you know, I don't know if that's needed from a product perspective. It might be not. It's just very heavily recommended, and we'll just take it on to a governance call, I guess, or the
Maybe
DAO should decide.
1 second of render difference is what it will show for the product.
Yeah, I mean, is it actually an issue right now? I mean, I don't like it either, but
yeah, that's always the question. There are some things that come as benefits, but let's I think we know this. Let me close it because we really know that we would want to have server-side rendering. All right, this is an interesting one. I mean,
the API is deployed, but it's vulnerable to spoofing. I reviewed the authentication that Feathers has. I think the basic. And now it's good to discuss how we authenticate every client to our Feather backend. We should put a static password there, something like that. If someone knows that you can catch the password, can do that. Can do spoofing, sending random hash values to the backend and wants the rates and yeah, that's an attack. That's vulnerability. What do you think?
oh, I don't know about Feather's vulnerabilities for sure. So you know better.
No, I'm not. I don't talk about Feather.
Oh.
You know, by this, you know, we want to adjust. Giveth to clients can ask for the rates from our backend. Yeah, maybe the best way is to put some password in our client config where we deploy that the user doesn't see, but it's somewhere in the config, and when it sends request to Feather, should has that password.
Okay, right. So just so I understand the problem, like it's to lock down the endpoints on Feathers so that not everybody can call it. Is that it?
It's an endpoint on the Feather that every client, every Giveth2 client can ask for the rates. You know, we don't have the rates at the Giveth2 backend. We don't even have the transaction history. Am I right, Matthew? I guess you get you send request to Ethereum from the client side, yes?
Yeah.
So the client has the transactions. The values has been sent to the wallet of the project, and we just want to know the value, the equal rate in the USD. And yeah, and what we want, what I have implemented on the backend of the Feather is to accept the transaction hash and the token value. Token actually, if it's Ethereum, it's DAI, everything. And based on the transaction hash, we get the block number, and from the block number, the timestamp, and from the timestamp, we get the rate of the token. You say, okay, at the time of the transaction, the token, the Ethereum value, ETH token has the value of that. But you know, it's vulnerable because if someone can send a request, every request would generate another request to the Infura endpoint, and I guess it's prone to some spoofing attack.
Okay.
We could have a secret that's in the environmental variable file, right? Like that's used to generate like a signature or something, and that we validate then on the back end. Like this is the same the way the session is working on Giveth too.
That was the same idea in the Giveth too. There's different. It's not a static password. The user signed a message with his wallet. Yeah, that's different. So that's my concern that maybe, but One thing in my head said, okay, let's implement this until someone attacks us. And don't be worried about that. If someone attacks us, and if we are that important, I don't think. Let's implement it this way and just put a static password.
Okay. Is there a way that we can know if there is an attack? Like, is there some logging or something, or?
Someone has a password and send requests for every random transaction hash and ask us for the rate, and it fills our database, and we are not proven. And for every request we send 2 transactions. We send 2 requests to Infura for getting the block number and the rate and the timestamp, and that's my concern. And I guess we shouldn't think about that right now. Let someone attack us, and after that we can.
There's also like a way with OAuth to do secure server-to-server communication. Like it's probably the best way to do it. But I don't know. I'll send you a link after the call, I guess.
Thank you. But the point is that the client send us requests, and it's not the backend. Maybe if we want to have the server-to-server thing, we should ourselves fetch the information from Etherscan and show that to the user. But currently, user himself get the information of the transaction. So our backend doesn't know anything about transactions.
You're right. Sorry, I got confused. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
I think it's very good that you think about this. It's a bit unlikely that we get a spam attack, and then what would happen is that our Infura quota is filled. So, or we start to get denied from Infura. Like that, I think that is the most that can happen with this. Of course. But to even show us like a wrong value to a user, you need to interject into their session. So I don't even know how that should work. Like you would be a victim of somebody hacking your stuff already. So this is only for the quota, right, of Infura. That's the only thing that can happen, really. But let's do that. Let's just add a static password and tell us which one you chose, so we can add it to the NV. And then maybe you can instruct Matteo to like how to interact with the API, or you put it there yourself. But so you have less work, you can also say, hey, you can now pull from our API.
Great. Okay.
We are at the hour, so let me just quickly. All right. So next time it will be faster. In the meantime, until Sunday, I will still keep on cleaning this. There are many things like something like this. Test everything with Marco and Benjamin. I'll just close this right here and now. So stuff like this, I can just close myself, and whatever I can do, I will do until the next. And I never said this, but I think Matteo recognized I merged his pull request. And as a last thing, I didn't really mention it because it's for Danny, I would say, or Danny's team. I made some testing guidelines, and we can also like look at those, and like if you see anything that should be there. I wrote it very quickly. I'll likely expand on this myself, so that our testers can always use the same. So this is so they know what to test for. This is so they know what not to test for yet. And here are there's a link to Google Docs where we have like detailed cases, and you can also read through that and like role play with the Giveth tab and see if you can if you can do everything that's in the story here. Yeah. Thank you for joining us. I will stop the stream. Oof. Oh,
Thanks
yeah.
for
What?